But then the general stuff that kind of keeps me awake at night is the quantum computing. It's who's going to develop the next chip design technology that's critical to big companies like NVIDIA and others. And then more, I kind of focus on offensive technologies and then defensive technologies. We see there's a lot of research and development and use in hypersonic missile technology, which they weren't being used, but that is under development and being used currently in Ukraine and elsewhere. And then from a defensive standpoint, we're well aware of the Iron Dome that's being used to protect the country of Israel during these challenging times, and elsewhere about expanding the use of that Iron Dome to United States and other areas for missile technology to protect against missile attacks.
So investors are pouring billions into tech startups, many of which have dual use applications for military and then civilian purposes. So as someone who advises on IP, what advice would you give investors looking to fund the next big thing in defense or healthcare tech to just ensure that their investments are protected?
But purely from an IP standpoint, one of the things that we really look at is who owns the IP. We want to make sure that the company owns the IP, normally a C Corp in Delaware. And what we try to do is make sure that all the employees have basic employment agreements that are that state, among other things, that all the IP they generated at the companies is owned by the corporate entity itself. Yeah, it's a very basic question. It's something I've worked on a lot with large companies, with emerging growth companies, early stage companies that are pre-revenue, where the real value of the company is all based on its intellectual property. It's patents, it's trademarks, it's trade secrets, it's copyrights. There's a study done by Congress that the value of intellectual property to U.S. businesses is about $8 trillion. When there's a race to space, now we're in technology wars against other countries. And we need the best scientists, we need the best people in the United States to generate that intellectual property so that we can stay ahead. Because many argue that the resources we're putting into it are not as significant as countries like China and others are putting into it. So we need to be more creative, more innovative, and that's what we try to do.